Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I've got two beauties here with me for a quick comparison review. But hey, first of all, I need to say a big thank you to my buddy Guillaume for sending these guys along, and second of all, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content, because these are pretty special knives for sure. This is Peter Rassenti Small Nirvana, and this is the Peter Rassenti Small Paysan. Very beautiful blades indeed. These are custom knives made in Canada by one man called Peter Rassenti. He is the master of integral handles, and in this case we have two beautifully fully dressed knives, and these are the smaller versions of the Paysan and of the Nirvana. Overall length of these two little guys is gonna be right at 7 inches, same size, kind of like same handle size, and also like a very similar blade size, around 3 inches in length. This is the Small Paysan. It's the latest iteration of the famous Paysan, of course, and this is a beautiful piece, guys. Look at that. Mokutai integral handle. Just look at the layers of titanium alloys right there, shining and showing. Just fantastic. Same thing goes in this one, just slightly different difference in the color, but beautiful shimmering, great Mokutai. I believe this is Chad Nichols, and look at this spine right over here. It shows all the layers, just pure gorgeousness, guys. Really fantastic. This is the Small Nirvana, this is the Small Paysan, and they have some things in common. Like, for example, if you check the handle, handle is very similar. The outline is very similar. This side and this finger groove are basically the same, whereas here it just continues up to the heel with a more pointy hand, and the Nirvana has a little bit more squared off end of the handle. You can actually maybe see it better like this. So this is a very different design point. Also, of course, like you notice that the Nirvana has a little bit more extensive chamfering going on all around. So like this area over here is much wider than this area going on in the Paysan. And basically it looks thinner, but the stock thickness is going to be exactly the same. So from the handle point of view, I think this is basically it, because they are both frame locks, both integrals, both Mokutai material that it's employed. You can see that the pocket clips are also very similar. There is a little bit extra chamfering going on for the Nirvana in this case, and very similar also going on for the Paysan. If you check the profile right over here, maybe like that, you can see that it also is it's very similar. Look at that. Of course, these are custom pieces, so there's going to be a small variance from piece to piece. If you check the end of the pocket clip, you're going to notice a difference. There's some milling going on like in this direction, whereas here it's just a little bit, it's minimal. Also, if you check how the blade is seating at the end, you're going to notice that the handle of the Small Nirvana is a tad longer than the Paysan, and you're gonna see how the tip of the blade sits right over here, nice and safe in both cases, but here it's a little bit more exposed. Nothing dangerous, of course, but just a little difference. The main difference here, of course, like on the outside, you're gonna see zirconium pivot color only on show side. Of course, this is just a pivot screw, which is different, but it can be picked in any kind of configuration. So the main difference right over here is gonna be actually in the blade. You're gonna have, of course, like a Warncliffe and a drop point blade, classic Nirvana shape. So the design of the blade, of course, is going to be different. You have the same spidey hole going on in both of them. Stock thickness is going to be the same in these cases, and what is going to be different is going to be the jimping for one, because the Nirvana has a much more aggressive jimping than the Paysan. I don't know if you can notice, maybe like this. You can actually see the jacket around this stellite core, very, very nicely contrasted in the Jimping, which is much more aggressive in the small Nirvana than in the Paysan. In the hand, it feels great on both of them, but this one, compared to that, can be considered a little bit more slippery and less functional, but still, it's absolutely good to go. You're gonna see also that there is, of course, a swedge in the Nirvana, like over here. It starts right from the end and reaches the tip of the blade, whereas the Paysan has no swedge. There's just this dimple over here and the ship's foot going on right down there. Full belly for the Paysan, and you have, I would say, what is it, like 40% belly for the Nirvana, and straight edge up to the sharpening choil at the end of the blade. Also really cool that inside the small Nirvana, in the hole here, you can appreciate the stellite core, which is the inside, let's say, of this Damascus jacket going on in this Sanmai blade, whereas this Paysan is sporting a dragon skin blued, purple blue Damascus blade. Really, really cool looking. They are both sporting hollow grind. And they are both fantastic knives, like really, really incredible. There's gonna be a little, a small weight advantage for the Nirvana, weighing in at 3.1 ounces, whereas this guy is gonna be 3.3 ounces. The price is gonna be crazy for both, because they're gonna be around $3,000, because, you know, these are high-end pieces, really, really unique pieces, and it's gonna be expensive. So don't, you know, don't think you can get these for a cheap price, and they're gonna be also rare to find, because Peter is, for what I know, is doing this as a part-time thing. So these are not production knives, so you're not gonna be able to find them anytime you want. Also, there's a little bit of difference, for example, in the sound. That's the Nirvana, and that's the Paysan. So the Paysan is a little bit more acute than the Nirvana. It's a little bit on lower pitch, and then this guy, the Paysan, a little bit higher end of the spectrum, let's say. When you close it, very, very subtle and discreet for both. So almost identical noise when closing these guys, and it's very, very cool. The sound that you get from these small guys, very interesting how the sound gets kind of trapped inside the integral handle and creates like a resonance when you deploy the blade like that. So really, really cool indeed. Ergos is very, very similar. I would give a little bit the edge to the small Nirvana because of the extra chamfering going on. So it's going to feel a little bit more rounded off in the hand than the Paysan, because it's more squared off than this. So there's no hot spots in any of these guys, and actually this area over here, it's nicely rounded off, so you can actually use your this part of your finger so to rest like that, and it's gonna be just perfect. So you're gonna use the jimping, you're gonna push your finger like up like that, and then you're gonna have a nice and secure grip, even if the handle is a little bit smaller. Look at that for my hand, for example. So nice and grippy. I honestly prefer the Nirvana grip because of probably this chamfering going on, and I prefer the blade shape of the Nirvana, so maybe that's also why I'm more leaning into this guy right over here. So, I mean, both are fantastic knives. They are a really cool example of Peter's work. Integral Mokutai handle, Stellite Core Sanmai blade for the small Nirvana, and Dragon Skin Damascus for the small Paysan. You can't go wrong with any of these two guys. Really cool EDC blades, high-end knives to represent the Canadian craftsmanship that Peter is getting us used to these days. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned.